What's good, YouTube? Lostdee here, back again with another video. And today I will be with my man's Kawan right here.
Yo,
I got my man's
what up?
And today we will be learning about credit. This is a different type of video. I know y'all probably see this type of YouTube content on YouTube, but I'm bringing it with y'all. But yeah, though, I'm about to set the camera up. Kawan about to give y'all a free game. Well, he about to give us free game. And I'm gonna bring y'all along with me. So yeah. Alright, y'all. So now he about to go ahead and talk. Wait, explain who you is right there to the camera. If they don't know.
Alright, my name is Kawan Smalls. I teach credit and financial literacy. That's about it.
And where can they find you at? Huh? Where can they find you?
I'm starting an LLC right now. It's called CoinSprout. I should be launching a website soon. So just stay tuned.
You don't got no Instagram or anywhere? That's it?
Nick supposed to be helping with that next week. I got you.
Alright, but he about to go ahead and get started, y'all.
Alright, so on this PowerPoint, we're going to go to the guide of financial literacy, the financial freedom. So on this slide, we're going to talk about what is money. Like, what, to y'all, like, what does money mean to y'all? Like, what do you think money means to you?
A tool to buy stuff or a tool to make more money. It depends on how you use the money.
Okay, what about you, Nick?
I was thinking more of income.
Income?
Yeah.
So you see money as like just you bring that bread in.
Yeah, bring the bread in to pay what I need to pay.
I feel you. So like when I see money as like my freedom. I know that the more money I put away and the more money I have, the less time I'll be working and slaving another job and stuff like that. When I got money as a currency or notes that are used to discharge debt. So basically, anytime that you're using money, you're paying for something. This could be like transportation, clothing, housing, anything. So that's really what money is used for. It's just a tool to pay back stuff. For real. Let's get into like assets versus liabilities. So assets are anything that's gonna generate you money, versus a liability is anything that's taking money away from you. Okay, so examples of assets are like having rental properties, owning stock. Your job could be an asset. Liabilities, anything that's taking money away from you. So your car loans, just anything taking money away from you. Your girlfriend, if she taking your money and she ain't providing you nothing, she a liability. Let's get to a balance sheet. So a balance sheet, you could do this mentally, or you could actually write this down. So your balance sheet is going to be the money that you're bringing in and the money that's going out, and your assets that you hold and the liabilities that you hold. Okay, I got that. All right. So cash flow. So this is like with the balance sheet. This is how you're going to determine your cash flow. So if you're keeping in more money, if you're keeping in more than you're bringing out, you're in a positive cash flow. Versus if you're breaking even every month, you're in a neutral cash flow, and you're in a negative cash flow if you're spending more than you make. So you want to be in a positive cash flow. That's what you want to be. You know.
As far as like being neutral, is that a negative or a positive, or is it really not like beneficial at all? I mean,
it's one of them things where, like, you just stagnant. Like, you just going through the motions for real. So like this is like when you're in a state of like living paycheck to paycheck, or like you're not really building any wealth for you.
So how can you break that point and go to the like straight profit side? So
like positive cash flow, it's many ways to do this. You can be more aware of how you're spending your money. You can make more money. So that's really the two only options. Either you can optimize the way you're spending your money and stop spending as much money as you make, or you can just come out and make more money, or start investing while you're young so that money can get compound interest over time.
If y'all new to this channel, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Like, we giving y'all free game, exclusive free game. You go ahead and finish it.
All right. So now from cash flow, we're gonna talk about different types of income. So you got earned income, and this is anything that you're actively doing to gain money. So this could be like working a job. You got a business that's real active. You're providing a service. This is active income. Your passive income is money that you're putting like little effort in. You setting up a website, or you got YouTube videos out that people are watching. You getting ad revenue. It's gonna be more of a passive income, because once you make that video one time, it's gonna constantly keep making you money. Okay. Portfolio income, it's gonna be like stocks, bonds, any kind of brokerage account investing and stuff like that. We're gonna talk about investments. So with your investments, you have two different types. The way I want to look at it, you got package investments, and it's gonna be like from any broker. So like if you're going through Fidelity, Vanguard, anything like that. So like this could be like for stock, this could be for crypto, bonds, Fundrise. I ain't know if y'all know about that, but Fundrise is where you can invest in the real estate, but it's like a crowdfunding source. So like you put a little bit of money in and you're like benefiting from owning real estate without actually having physical properties. But opportunity investing, that's when you create your own investments. So like when you start a business, when you loan money out, or you have money on hand and you seize the opportunity when something presents itself. That's opportunity investments. Taxes. You know about these taxes? This when we paying the government. So it's different type of taxes. So like for the average person, you're paying like you know, your Medicaid, stuff like that, and income tax and stuff like that. Like regular job salary, you get your taxes taken out and you don't really think twice. But like in the business aspect, this when you get into like being able to like hire 1099 contractors and getting write-offs and stuff like that. But that's more on the business aspect. We're gonna talk about what is credit. So credit is the ability to borrow money or access goods or services with the promise of paying it back later. So basically, you're not paying for something straight out. You using a source to get that income for it. For real. So the three different types of credit are credit cards, installment credit, and open credit. So credit cards are in it. Y'all know what a credit card is, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Installment credit, these are things like loans, any type of loan, mortgage loans, personal loans, what's it called? Home equity, lines of credit, anything like that. And open credit, I think on here is referring to like charge cards. So people kind of think charge cards and credit cards are the same, but a charge card is actually different from a credit card. A credit card, you can hold a balance. A charge card, you're not really supposed to hold a balance. Whatever you use that month prior, you're supposed to pay it back or you're going to get penalties on that. Your credit score. So basically, when it comes to a credit score, this is the number that the bureaus or any place that you're trying to borrow money from is going to look at to determine how risky you are with their money. So the higher your credit score, the better. Yeah, and the lower, not too much. But even with a high credit score, you can have your profile might not be as great. Even though that the credit score is high, you might not get approved based on your profile because they're not seeing that you're able to handle multiple lines of credit. High stuff with when you got high limits, they don't know how you act with that. So it's really a game. You just want to look good on paper both ways with your credit score and your credit profile, showing them that you're responsible with multiple lines of credit and different types.
What would make what would cause a good profile?
So like you saying like, what does a good profile look like?
Yeah, what does a good profile look
so
like?
I would say like at least like 2 credit cards, a short loan, and a long type of loan. So this could be like a short loan. This could be like yourself, or like you doing a what's it called? You getting a secure loan for like a set amount, like a year or something. Like a long-term loan, this could be like a mortgage, an auto loan, and they can see that you're effectively paying that and managing your credit cards. When they see you doing all this at one time, it looks good. And it's like different factors that carry into like it looks the best when things are under 10%. But I want to tell y'all, like, some people just think they can get a loan and pay it off the next day or stuff like that. That's not really gonna help you either, because that time. And like once you pay off a credit account, it really like it doesn't affect you as much no more. Like sometimes it's basically like disappearing. Like it's on there, but it's not really. You're not proving that you effectively using it. Type shit. So I'm gonna talk about how to build credit with no credit history. So the best ways I see this, using secure cards. Like if you have no credit history at all, using credit builders, and being an authorized user on somebody else's card. So with secure cards, this is when you basically giving up a piece of your money and you're borrowing money from yourself, but you're doing it through another entity, so that you can prove that you're responsible. And usually like in like 3 or 6 months, they upgrade your card and you get your money back. And so now you got a line of credit with them. Credit builder cards or credit builders in general, like this is like your self and kickoff. This is like you pay a fee for them to like stimulate your credit score. So like it's like a simulation kind of. It's gonna appear that you have a loan or a card with them, and you're actively using it and you're keeping your utilization low and stuff like that, but ultimately you're just paying a fee for it to simulate it. Authorized users when you have somebody who you know have good credit and are responsible, and they push you on their credit, and it gives you a boost.
Could that negatively affect the authorized user if they aren't good with
It's
their
vice
credit?
versa. So it's like it's a partnership basically. So like if they fuck up, I ain't mean to cuss, but like that, if they mess up, it's gonna look bad on you. And if they actually give you the card and you mess up on that end, it's gonna look bad on them. So you wanna, when you come to authorized user or co-signing with anybody, you wanna make sure that's somebody you trust. And ultimately, you wanna try to stay away from that. Because like a late payment or anything, that can take your score down like 100 points.
Crazy.
So when you maintain your credit, so the best way to maintain your credit is always pay your bills on time. That's like the biggest factor, like paying your bills on time, having a low utilization every statement period. Spend within your means, not spending more than you can actually pay back. Because the credit card companies, they want you not to pay back in full because they get interest. But if you want to finesse them, you want to pay a card back in full, so you never have to pay interest, but you're getting the benefits from spending their money. You want to limit your inquiries, so every time you open up a new line of credit, it's gonna appear as a credit inquiry. Some do soft pulls and some do hard pulls. When a soft pull is on your credit, it's not gonna drop your credit, but a hard pull is gonna drop your credit every time you get another hard pull. And then when you do a bunch of hard pulls at once, or just getting a lot of line of credit at once, it's gonna drop your score too temporarily because it makes it seem like you're desperate.
So what's an example of a line of credit?
So a line of credit could be anything. It could be a credit card, any type of loan. That's basically what a line of credit is.
What about an example of a hard pull?
A hard pull, it just depends on where you're getting the loan from or the credit card from. Like Self and Kickoff, I don't know if they do hard pulls, but something like certain stuff that build your credit up, that the purpose of building your credit, they try to do soft pulls, so because they don't want to bring you any more down than you are. But like applying for like a house or a car or a certain type of credit cards, it's going to temporarily drop your credit every time somebody pulls your credit. So say if you always try and get 3 credit cards within a span of a month, it's going to look like you're desperate, so it's going to drop it even more. But yeah,
Makes sense.
so types of credit cards, you got reward cards. This way I like keep my stuff at reward cards. So these are anything from points, cash back, travel rewards, anything like that. Some examples just like Discover Cashback. I think the Apple Card has cashback. Capital One Quick Silver 1.5% cashback. City Custom cashback. And they actually have different types, and like it's based on lifestyle really with a credit card. You want to pick a credit card that flows like nicely with your lifestyle, so you can gain the most points and optimization. Here are some pros. Pros with a rewards card, you got cashback, points, miles. They offer stuff like travel insurance, annual travel credits. So this could be like your Uber credits and stuff like that. Some of them come with no annual fee, so you're not paying a fee to use the card. But a lot of them, the ones with annual fee give you more stuff. It just depends. Some of them have initial bonuses, so this is more like welcome bonuses with certain cards. When you complete the welcome bonus, they give you a certain amount of money, a certain amount of points just for using the card. It's hitting like a parameter. It could be like spend this amount of money in a couple months or something, and you automatically get the rewards for it. Or like referring friends, you can do that and get points, cash back. Yeah. But cons, some on like late payment and stuff that can like get your points removed. Your credit dropped too much, they can ultimately like cut the card off, type stuff like that. Charge cards, so these them big cards that people like to flex and stuff like that, them platinum cards and American Express. So these are charge cards. So these are the cards that you don't want to leave a balance on. You want to try to pay. You want to pay these back every statement balance. But these cards do offer a lot of benefits that come with the cards. But these cards usually have a high annual fee. But for military members, you get that wave
For free?
So you get these cards without an annual fee. And I think for like the gold, the annual fee is like $250 a year. And I think the platinum card is like $750.
So how would you be able to get a charge card
So basically, with these cards, they're gonna look for more people like with excellent credit scores or better credit history. So really, just applying for it. Make sure you set yourself up before you apply for it, and make sure you're actually good with credit cards. Some people just max out their card and stuff. These not one of them cards that you want to just max out and like mess over.
Is there such thing as a limited card?
Yeah. A lot of these charge cards don't have a preset limit. So basically you spend whatever you want to spend. Not all the time, but you just need to pay it back the next statement balance. And balance transfer card, this is for people that like got high balance on the card they can't really pay down, and the interest is beating them up to where they never can get out of the hole. So these are balance transfer cards. So these cards like typically for a certain amount of period, like a year or 18 months or something, you don't have to pay interest on it. But usually you do have to pay a balance transfer fee, and that's kind of like 3% or a certain amount. So this take the balance off your credit card that you can't really pay down, or you're having trouble paying down. You put them on another credit card without a high interest for a certain amount of period. But if you don't pay it in that certain amount of period, you're gonna incur interest on that card too. So a lot of people, this is the way out of, like, if you're stuck in that hole of can't pay off your debt. But so a lot of people get these and they just like go back on the other cards and max them out again. So it's like it's just building them another hole. So you gotta be smart with that too. So those are balance transfer cards. And this credit score model. So there's two different credit score models. You have a FICO score and you have an Advantage score.
Mm-hmm.
So the FICO score is like, go ahead, say what you about to say.
What about Experian?
Experian, so Experian is a credit bureau, but they do go by different scores. So like your FICO score, I forgot like all the information behind it, but that's like the first one they use. But now they have FICO score and Advantage score. This is based on where you're going to get the credit from, with that which one they gonna pull for. But they weigh your credit score different. So like I don't want to tell y'all wrong information, but the Advantage score and the FICO score, like when it comes to like payment history, credit utilization, new cards, length of credit history and stuff like that, they have like it's like a pie chart basically. So like the ones that gonna affect it the most is your payment history and your card utilization, and it's gonna trickle down to your length of credit mix. But it's different from Advantage score and a FICO score. I can give you I made an infographic that tells you exactly what they are, but they're different models, and you want to be aware of that, because like that's when you go on Credit Karma, you see one score, and then you go on another app and you see another score. They're using two different credit score models. Oh, here I got why using credit is better than debit. Well, it's smarter if you're the right person to it, if you're a responsible person. But basically because you get rewards and you got benefits that you don't get when using a debit card, ultimately. But I can see the PowerPoint. It's a YouTube video, and this the meat of it. When to actually pay back your credit cards. So when it comes to credit card, you have a statement date. You have a payment due date. Your statement date is a day of the month, every month, that the credit bureau see how much you spent on your card. So and your payment due date is the day you need to pay your card balance without getting interest. Questions about that?
So your payment due date is really when you're supposed to pay that money back?
That's the day you need to pay the money back, so you can't accrue interest. But when if you have a charge card or something like that, that's the day you need to pay it back, so you won't get hit with penalties and stuff like that. So I think about it like this: if you I'm gonna keep it even number. So if you got a car for $1,000, right? Say you spent, maybe you're the person that uses your credit card for all your purchases. And let's say your expenses came up to $600. So $600 of $1,000 credit limit is 60%. You don't want your utilization that high. Mm-hmm. A lot of people say keep your utilization at 30%. 30%. But ultimately, I tell people you want to try it to keep it under 10%, because that's when you're going to get the most optimization for your credit score as well. 30% is like you're just floating, like you're stagnant. You know when I say like neutral, you're just neutral. And over that's when your credit score is going to start dropping, when you get over that 30%.
So it would be more benefit to stay in that 10% range.
Yeah. But I'm not saying you can only spend 10% of your card every month. You can spend more just before the statement date. You want to pay it back to where your utilization is lower than 10%. So if you spend that $600, that's gonna be 60%. So you want to get that $600 to like pay it down to $98. So now you're under 10%, and that's gonna actually help your credit. You know your payment due date. That's the date that they're gonna tell you you need to pay this balance.
So are you supposed to pay that balance like within that week of like the due date, or is like can you pay it any time of that month?
It's a yeah, you can pay it anytime before that date. Just anytime before that date. Once your balance comes out, you can pay it. You just need to pay it anytime before that date. And you will never want to miss a payment. That's when you get your credit score dropped to 100 points lower and stuff like that. So never miss a payment. That's like the worst thing you can do. Miss a payment and get a high utilization. Those are like the two worst things. And when you miss a lot of payments, like most of the time, that's when you get in collections and stuff, and that's when your credit score is going to really tank. So just make sure you're reporting a low utilization on your statement date, before your statement date, and on your payment due date. You want to pay it in full, so you never have to pay interest. Different credit card tiers. That's basically like just rating the credit card tiers are like the benefits and the rewards. So like with higher end tiers, they usually come with annual fees and they give you more rewards. And like lower end cards, they kind of, you just gotta know what you gotta read the fine print when you get your credit cards. You want a credit card that's gonna fit your lifestyle. Like if you have an electric car and you go get a gas card, that don't really make sense. Like why would you get a gas card if you have an electric car? Or like if you know you always cook at home, why you getting a car for dining out? Like, you know. What are inquiries? So every time you apply for new credit, it's an inquiry on your credit report. That's what anything. It could be a soft or a hard pull, but you want to stay away from getting a bunch at one time, and you want to kind of limit it because they go away after 2 years. It like resets every 2 years. But you can space them out. Like your credit score is going to temporarily drop, but it'll go back up in like, I would say like 3 months.
I got a question.
What's up?
Is there a way you can turn your credit off and turn it back on?
So what you mean by that?
Like say for instance,
like your actual credit, like so like you can do a credit freeze. It's called a credit freeze or credit hold. So we can go to each one of the bureaus and say you want your credit freeze, and that's when they're gonna pause it to where like nobody can put stuff in your name, or you can't take out loans until you unfreeze your credit. But if you're talking about like your card or something, you can always, I think you can go on the app and just freeze your card so like nobody can swipe it and stuff like that.
No, I'm talking about the bureau.
Yeah, you're talking about the bureau, yeah. You can go on each bureau and do a credit, I think it's called a credit freeze. I don't want to mistake it. It's called a credit freeze. And like you can't apply for no new credit until you unfreeze that.
Like you can do it just like how you do your card.
Yeah, you just call up there and be like, I want to freeze my credit. And this could be like Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. And you just call up and say you want your credit freeze.
That doesn't negatively affect it.
No, it doesn't negatively affect it. And you can call and unfreeze at any time. Like if you know you about to open a credit card, you about to get a loan, a mortgage, anything like that. So that's done with that problem. Any questions?
Who do you suggest to have a credit card?
It's really where you can. I just like getting where you fit in. Like it basically based on like your income level and like your credit score. So like me, since I'm in the military, I get a lot of Navy Federal because I like Navy Federal because I like the benefits of their card, and I don't spend a lot of money, so I don't really need no card really extravagant, and I don't do a lot of traveling. So like an Amex card wouldn't really fit in my portfolio for me right now. But I do have an Amex card, but it's with Navy Federal, so I'm kind of double dipping with the bureaus, just like to build history. But like I like Navy Federal cards. I like Capital One, Discover. I like cards with good benefits.
And when you do have opportunities to get like multiple cards, like you know how once you do good enough with one card, they suggest you pre-approved for another one. Do you suggest that person to get that second card or 3 or 4?
It depends. It like when it comes to card again, like your lifestyle. If this card don't fit in your lifestyle, ultimately don't get it. And if you got a card that's already competing with it, there's no really reason to get it. So if you got 2 cashback cards, and you got one give you 1.5% cash back, and you got one giving you 3% cash back, there's no really reason to go backwards. So try to keep going forward. But some people like they turn this credit thing into a hobby. So like they got multiple cards of the same cards and stuff. But that's a whole nother story when that time comes.
after you graduate high school, what credit score you think like good? Like
Usually when you graduate, so when you turn 18, you don't really have a credit score until you turn 18. So the best way to have credit when you actually turn 18 is to be an authorized user. So this when you on your mother or father, somebody close to you card that has good credit history, and they do good, they're responsible. So you're going to piggy bank off their credit when they put you as an authorized user. So that's the best way to do it before you turn 18. But once you turn 18, I would stay away from retail cards because we're going to TJ Maxx or something. Sorry, TJ Maxx, but places like that when they try to get you to get credit cards, usually those credit cards are not in your best interest. And the APR on it is really high, and that's like when you have to pay back in the fees and all that stuff that associated with that card. I will stick to credit cards like big banks like Capital One, Navy Federal, Amex, and stuff that actually in a credit game versus a retail card, because you can always use your regular card at a retail, and like they'd be like, hey, you get this 20% off one time, and like no other benefits to getting the card, so it really doesn't make sense. But to start, I would do, if you don't have nobody to pick it back off as an authorized user, I will open up if you're in college, a student card. I would use services like Kickoff or Self to start simulating that credit and do that for a couple of months. You can do secured loans. Like if your parent is in it, if you have Navy Federal, your parents in military, you can get a pledge loan and you can just pay that back. And or a secure card. You can also get a secure card or a secure loan and just get that practice in. So when you get something that's actually their money, you know how to responsibly use it. So that's the best route I would go. Start from scratch. So either credit builders, getting secure cards or secure loans, and it's a time thing. The more time you get, the better. It's like literally like on my friend, I helped him out last month. We literally opened up he never had any credit. He started from scratch. We opened up what is it called? A Discover card. So I have a Discover student card. He used my referral, and when he got his card, he got like $100 free dollars. I got $100 free dollars, and I think from scratch, and him just having that card, and I think it's already been a month he used it, and I told him how responsible to use it. His credit score already went to 715, and that's his only card. That's his first time, and it's only his first month. So you just want to keep repeating that process over, being responsible, open up multiple cards, showing them that you can use it. That's the best way to go with the credit.
what about trade lines?
Trade lines? It really depends on what you mean by trade lines. It's different types of trade lines. Like if you got a business and you got trade lines, or like you're borrowing against your home's equity, that's called like a HELOC. That's another type of trade line. You're borrowing against the equity in your home and stuff. With trade lines, I'm saying like it's on a case by case basis if you actually need trade lines. But that's more like business or like home equity lines of credit. But this part today, I just really went over credit and like basic financial stuff. But like it's a whole nother game. Like you need to learn investing. What are the best accounts to use for optimization? Roth IRA, high yield savings account. So like. This is just credit is just like one portion, but it's like when it comes to financial literacy, it's way more topics, taxes, stuff like that. It's a whole nother ball game.
So somebody's starting a business and they got money. Somebody's starting a business and they got money. Like, would you prefer them using their credit or their money?
It depends on how responsible the person is. Ultimately, I would use credit because it's like when you start a business, you want to have that capital on hand. So if you burn through your money, that's really it. So when I always start with leveraging other people's money, because like you got more capital to use, and like once your business start picking up and stuff like that, it's gonna be better for you. So you still have that capital on hand, and you leverage the other people's money to make money. Versus you start your business and you use all the capital you got on hand, and then your business fails, then like you kind of messed up, like you starting at square one. So I would go that route. I would leverage other people's money before I use mine. If that's the case, like that's why it's important to build your personal credit up, because like when you're first opening up a business, you can piggy bank off your personal account, like your personal credit. That's really important. Cause like usually it takes like 2 years for your LLC and stuff like that, so they want to even look at like giving you lines of credit. But when your credit is good, it'll like make it an easier process and a faster process. Yeah.
That's it, buddy.
Shit, we gonna talk about credit.
Alright, y'all. He just taught us everything about credit. I got this all on video, but look. Hold on. Go ahead and tell them where to find you at again.
Alright, I'm gonna be creating all my social media for my business in the later weeks, but I'm starting a business called Coinsprout. It's a financial literacy platform. I'm gonna have animated videos, content, and stuff like that just to teach people financial literacy. So yeah, coming soon.
And he just did all of this for free though. But when he do start it, I will link him. Also, where to find you at?
Y'all can find me at Nick _J23. That's my Instagram, and I'm also starting photography. I got a page on Instagram also called nick.flix_, and y'all can hit me up on there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, y'all go check them out. But that's the end of this video. If y'all new to this channel, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.